My name is Ollie. 15 years ago, I was studying for a master's in maths and physics. My life was going well. But today, it's just a cycle of endless pain. My life was taken away from me, not by an illness or an injury, but by a medical system that refused to see what is right in front of them, that my bite and jaw don't align. It started off with this pain, pressure in my jaw, clicking, and constant changes of pressure in my ears. My symptoms got worse and worse, and then my life eventually fell apart. Uh, my career ended. I was in constant pain, and some days I was considering suicide. I begged for help from the professionals. The jaw doctors, the experts that I saw, all they did was step back, close one eye, and tell me that it looked all right, and give me a piece of paper telling me to eat soft food and implying that I was causing my own problems with the stress. And for years, that was the only advice that I was given. After wasting years with the National Health Service ignoring my symptoms, I eventually paid thousands of pounds going around the private sector. Um, a TMD dentist made me a splint that partially relieved my symptoms, and that's how I knew it was my bite. I then went on to an orthodontist, and this orthodontist said there was no strong evidence that orthodontics has anything to do with jaw problems, but he has great success. Normally, that would be a massive red flag, but I was desperate in pain, and he was a senior figure. His treatment was a disaster. Um, he put a bone screw in one side, and that made my bite more uneven than it ever was. The pain has been horrific since. Um, I'm now trapped with what feels like the jawbone rubbing the nerves whenever I try and close and open my mouth. Um, and when I complained to the official regulator, they dismissed my case using the very same excuse the industry hide behind, claiming that there's no evidence that the teeth affect the jaw. They've made themselves untouchable. After spending tens of thousands of pounds going around the private industry, I eventually found someone to send me for a CBCT scan of my bite and jaw, and lo and behold, they don't align. Um, Clearly, my jaw is being pushed back one side and forward the other when I close my mouth. An obvious evidence of a big problem. Um, it's a fundamental problem that should have been diagnosed and treated over a decade ago. I finally had the evidence, and this professional, they refused to treat me, saying that they didn't want a patient who didn't make them smile when they came into the clinic. It's not healthcare, right? It's abuse. The NHS ignores this. They ignore the alignment of the bite and jaw as long as it looks pretty enough. It's not good enough. People can be left with crippling, debilitating dysfunctions from small misalignments of the jaw. Patients like me are forced into the hands of the private industry, who are completely unregulated and unaccountable. My life has been ripped to pieces, and at every step I get the blame for it. And I'm not alone. I'm part of a patient group with over 3,000 people in it. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Most of the patients will be people who have just been dismissed with the umbrella term TMD and then abandoned. I have evidence of what's wrong with me, but the professionals don't want to know. Victims of harm are punished and abused by the system that doesn't want their health problems to exist. And we need help to change it.